A plain-looking girl gets lucky and catches the eye of a rich man, who arranges for her to marry his eldest son. But on the wedding day, she discovers that her husband is actually blind. Jerry himself never knew his father hid his blindness. He does not want a marriage built on deception, so he tells her that if she wants to call it off, he will not stop her. But Rita steps forward and says there was no lie. She already knew Jerry was blind. To pay for her mother's treatment, she has to go through with this marriage. She looks at her mother pleadingly, and her mother nods in agreement. Rita then takes Jerry's hand and continues the ceremony. Jerry's father keeps thinking about an old curse, worried something bad might happen. As soon as the ceremony ends, he rushes everyone back to the mansion. Lena feels relieved and ignores Jerry. Even though Jason is not as handsome, at least he is healthy, and he will probably inherit all the wealth. On the way back, the weather suddenly changes. Their car almost crashes into a cart. Rita sees a woman on the cart crying in pain and insists on getting out to help, but she cannot open the door. Jerry helps her open it. Rita learns the woman is in labor and offers to take her to the hospital. Jerry agrees. At the hospital, the doctor asks the husband to pay the fee. He realizes it costs more than he has. He cannot afford it. Before Rita left home, her mother slipped her some money. She gives it to the husband to help pay, but the doctor says it is still not enough. Jerry then reveals who he is and says he will cover the cost and asks the doctor to save the woman first. Rita thanks Jerry deeply. She tries to help him walk, but he pushes her away. His pride does not allow pity. Jason and Lena go back to the mansion first. They plan to wait for Jerry to begin the ritual together, but Jerry's father looks at the gloomy sky uneasy and tells them to start without waiting. As Lena steps forward to cross the doorway, she suddenly faints like struck by lightning. Everyone panics. Rita stays at the hospital until the woman gives birth safely and finally feels relieved. When the woman's mother arrives at the hospital, she thanks Rita sincerely. After a few words of conversation, the woman's mother realizes that the man Rita is marrying is Jerry, and coincidentally the family curse came from her. Years ago her own daughter was treated unjustly, and Jerry's father, who was a judge, refused to give them justice. So she held a deep grudge and placed a curse on his family. Seeing how kind Rita is, she cannot bear for her to suffer misfortune, and decides to lift the curse on Jerry's family, hoping Rita will find happiness. When Rita returns to the mansion, Lena has just woken up. After seeing how beautiful Lena is, Jerry's relatives are shocked by the contrast with Rita, and quietly feel bad for Jerry, but no one dares say a word. Rita, however, is polite and gracious, leaving no one room to criticize her. Jerry's aunt announces the start of the ceremony. The two sisters get ready to step inside. The aunt tells Rita to go first. Even though Lena is older, Rita is the elder son's wife in this family, and they value order and hierarchy. Seeing Lena's unhappy face, Rita smooths things over, suggesting they step in together. She takes Jerry's hand, but he shakes her off. Rita smiles awkwardly. Then the sisters kick over the pots together and step into the house, becoming daughters-in-law of the family. Jerry's father and relatives finally relax. It seems the curse has truly been lifted. After entering the house, the aunt tells Jason and Lena to kneel before Jerry and Rita and ask for their blessing, a family tradition passed down for generations. Lena is furious inside. She was used to having Rita serve her like a maid at home, and now she is asked to kneel to her. She refuses outright. Rita also says they can skip the ritual, but the aunt insists that now they are part of this family, they must forget their old roles and follow the family customs. Reluctantly, Lena kneels by Rita's feet, and Rita completes the blessing ritual. In her heart, Lena vows that one day she will step over Rita. More ceremonies follow. Jerry grows impatient and wants to go to his room, but accidentally knocks over the plate in Rita's hands. Rita feels hurt inside and quietly finishes the ritual alone. As Jerry walks away, because he couldn't see, he kicked over the basin of water. As he was about to step on a stone, Rita quickly reached out to support his foot, but Jerry, instead of being grateful, snapped at her in anger. He said he needed no one's help, and that Rita was not truly his wife. Their marriage was just a deal. Everyone knew his temper had worsened since losing his sight, and no one dared to speak up. Rita could only hold back tears in silence. When Jerry returned to his room, he nearly tripped over the decorations on the floor. Even the bed had ornaments he was unfamiliar with. Since going blind, he had learned to count his steps quietly in his head, so he could move around the mansion on his own. Angrily, he tore off the decorations, demanding to know who had rearranged the room. Rita feared he might hurt himself and hurried to clean up the scattered items, but Jerry kept shouting in frustration. In another room, Jason was whispering sweet promises to Lena. The crying Rita and the adored Lena made a painful contrast. Jerry's father never truly planned to treat Rita as the elder daughter-in-law. He only chose her because Jason said if Jerry didn't marry, he wouldn't either. Unable to find another suitable match, he reluctantly settled on Rita and planned to drive her out later. His sister thought that was wrong. She could see Rita was a kind girl, but he insisted on his decision, telling her not to interfere. As she stepped out of the room, she found Rita lying on the floor. She woke her and asked why she slept there. Rita dared not say that Jerry didn't want her in the room. She only said she was used to sleeping outdoors watching stars, and that the dark room scared her a little. His sister already guessed the truth, and told Rita gently. Jerry and his mother suffered an accident the same day. His mother lost her life, and Jerry lost his sight. Since then his temper had changed. Now that she was his wife, she needed patience and kindness toward him. Only then could she open his heart again. Rita took her words to heart and went back to the room, lying down on the carpet beside the bed. Suddenly a blanket was placed over her. She looked up and saw Jerry lying down too. She knew deep down he wasn't a bad person, and quietly made herself a promise. No matter how many hardships came, she would ease the anger in his heart. The next day Jerry's father held a banquet to introduce their new daughters-in-law to society. Rita was dressed beautifully for the occasion, and given gold and silver jewelry symbolizing her seniority. When Lena saw her own necklace was only half as heavy as Rita's, she grew jealous. The aunt explained it was family tradition, that the necklace was passed down to the eldest daughter-in-law. Then Jerry's father announced coldly that Rita would not attend the evening banquet. Only Lena would appear on stage, and ordered Rita to remove her necklace and give it to Lena.